Joe Biden clearly has Alzheimer's, according to Fox News' Jesse Waters. And there's one key thing that tipped him off.
You know who lights up for ice cream? Children and the elderly. There's a reason caregivers deliver ice cream to their patients in nursing homes. According to the Alzheimer's Association, ice cream is a favorite for people with diminished faculties.
Jesse, you're allowed to like ice cream too, bud. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most borderiest of all? Is it Captain Deport anything that moves? Or is it President, oh shoot, people actually care about this, I better get down there? Yes, both Trump and Biden head to the border to look at it and go, yes, there it is. President Biden invited Donald Trump to work together with him on border reform instead of blocking legislation, which is a novel approach. Hey, Fox, come help me watch this hen house, will ya? Joe, if Don Don helps you on the border, there will be literal heads on spikes, okay? Could you ask for help from someone a little more chill, like maybe the cocaine bear? Mitch McConnell is stepping down as Senate Minority Leader later this year, and Democrats are really taking it hard. Sure, Mitch is the devil stuffed inside a catatonic tortoise stuffed inside an expensive suit, but think about who might replace him. Someone named Gun McShooting, whose first order of business is to chain women to their microwaves and make it illegal to be any darker than Elmer's glue. Mitch at least wouldn't directly sponsor the microwave chaining initiative. You gotta give him that. The Supreme Court has agreed to take up Donald Trump's immunity claim, meaning his insurrection trial won't start until the summer at the earliest. Now, a lot of people are pissed, but I think this is great. Can you imagine anything more exciting than the trial of the century happening at the same time as the final throes of an election to be leader of the free world? This election season might as well be sponsored by beta blockers and nitroglycerin. The drama, the suspense. And yes, I am a person who is deeply unwell. Donald Trump managed to beat Nikki Haley in her home state of South Carolina as well as in Michigan by large margins. And Nikki, I think it's time to face facts. You have to understand that conservatives simply hate women. I'm sorry, but they do. Even the women would rather vote for Donald Trump, of all people, than vote for you. If you really want to win this presidential election, you're going to have to go full tradwife. That means you bake delicious treats and let your husband run for president. Once he secures the nomination, then you can tell him how to run the country just like the throat goat Nancy Reagan did in the 80s. Now go grab an apron and let's do this. Also in Michigan, Joe Biden faced a large protest vote from people who think maybe we should stop bombing Palestinian children back to the Stone Age sometime soonish. And just a few other campaign updates. Marianne Williamson is back in the race after an ayahuasca trip and a tarot card reading. Dean Phillips is losing to absolutely everyone. And Ryan Binkley is out of the race after realizing no one knew he was in the race. Only 8 more months of this, you guys. Controversy continues to swirl after Alabama's IVF ruling. Since Alabama has ratified the personhood of fertilized embryos, but citizenship begins at birth, basically during those first 9 months, pregnant mothers are guilty of smuggling non-citizens into the country. But don't worry, Border Patrol is en route to arrest them all. But hey, remember the Life at Conception Act? Anybody? Last year? Extreme in both its audacity and short-sightedness? Proposed federal law that says you're a human once a sperm gets egg on its face? A law that would make national all the problems with IVF that Alabama now has? Speaker Johnson, along with 119 other Republicans, co-sponsored it? That one? The one that they're trying to backpedal away from now that everyone has said they hate it? Well, here to comment on all that is Republican Congressman Dexter Baines. Welcome to the show, Representative Baines.
Well, thank you for having me.
So what are Republicans doing to protect IVF in the wake of this ruling in Alabama?
I can assure you that we completely support IVF, and we in no way want to stop it.
Well, that's great. That's a huge relief. So you'll sign a bill protecting IVF nationwide instead of doing the Life at Conception Act?
Well, is that okay, I mean,
But you support IVF, right?
well, 100%, 150% even. No one likes IVS more than me and my colleagues.
So you'll pass a law protecting it?
You see, it's interesting.
But why wouldn't you pass a law protecting a thing that you say that you clearly support?
I Honey, come and do a thing. Oh, shoot. My wife is calling me. She needs me to go over there and support IVF some more. So it's been great talking to you. Fantastic time. Have a good night. Good luck fertilizing.
Yeah, seems like the Republican family could use a little more planning. Hazmat teams responded to a report of an envelope containing white powder at the Florida home of Donald Trump Jr. Emergency responders were called after Jr. opened the envelope and the unidentified white powder spilled all over, landing on Don Jr.'s face, hands, clothes, couch, mirrors, collection of vintage straws, 2 prostitutes named Trixie and Dixie, and several boxes of classified documents. It took Hazmat crews more than 3 hours to remove Don Jr. from the house with the powdery substance. The moon lander Odysseus is, quote, alive and well after a botched landing. Alive and well? What kind of declaration is alive and well? The company's making it sound like they accidentally knocked over an old man while rushing up to get a bagel. How do you land sideways, then try to make it sound like you didn't mess up the whole thing because you can't land on the moon right? Maybe next time we can put some astronauts in it and land it upside down. That'd be fun. 3 West Texas billionaires are pushing the state's politics to the far right. Honestly, I'm surprised to hear that there are only 3 of them. I figured with a state as big as Texas is, we'd need at least 6 or 7 more billionaires to push their agendas through. After all, a Texas without billionaires is essentially a Rhode Island. The CEO of Kellogg's is under fire for suggesting that Americans facing high food prices should have cereal for dinner. And he's right. My family and I have Fruit Loops for dinner every night. It's very affordable, which is good, because we need to save money to pay for new hair because ours keeps falling out for some reason. And finally tonight, a New York man was caught trying to smuggle snakes across the Canadian border in his pants. Officials became suspicious when the anacondas failed to want none unless you got buns, hun. That wraps up this week's episode. While you're here, give us the old thumbs up, smash that subscribe button with a sledgehammer, and turn on the bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.